welcome to the Midday Moment. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Midday Moment. I am your host, Dr. Davina Jones, Assistant Spiritual Leader of today's church, Fivefold General for Church of the Everlasting Kingdom. Listen, just as you need your physical exercises so that your body can get to where it needs to be, when you need it to be there, and how you need it to be there. You need your spiritual exercises so that your soul can be where you need it to be, how you need it to be, and when, okay? And so, although that has that's been a bit of an expression for the midday moment for some time now, for at least a few months. I am so delighted that it is also the focus of this year's season of Lent for our spiritual communities that worship together. Our family and friends are invited to join us. We are studying out of the book, Spiritual Practices for the Development of the Soul. You can get your copy from Amazon. It is not too late. It is never too late, okay? Because you can read this any time of the year. You can join in where we are right now. The readings are very simple, but these readings are designed to show you the different ways that you can incorporate spiritual practices for the development of your soul so that your mind, your thoughts, they can be productive for you, so that your filters, the different ways in which you process information can be productive for you, so that your feelings, you can navigate your feelings in a productive way, and your will, your decision making can be productive, okay? So that's what these spiritual practices help you to do. Those are the components of the soul: the mind, the thoughts, the intellect, your filters, your emotions, your feelings, and your will. All four of these things, they make up the soul. Is how we define the work of the soul. And these spiritual practices, they help you to be productive in your soul. This is our focus for the season of Lent. Okay, for our Lenten season 2026. We're almost there, y'all. This weekend is Palm Sunday. It's Youth Sunday as well for today's church, and it's Palm Sunday. And is it a Palm Sunday? I think it is. And then after that is Easter. And so we're riding it out together. We're growing. We are resetting. We are replanting. We are renewing, rethinking, reconsidering, restoring. We're doing all the re's in there. Rewriting, revisioning. All of that is in there. So we've made it to day 37. Visualization is prayer. Here's the scripture for today, Isaiah 46:10. I reveal the end from the beginning. From ancient times, I say what is still to come. My purpose will stand, and I will do all that I please. That's Isaiah 46:10. So, the reading today is only like a page and a half, y'all. So, y'all get in there and do the reading for yourself. I won't reread it. Let's catch up and let's make sure we're listening to the daily download. I did some catch up work. I haven't gotten to this morning. Confession. The morning was unique, but I am on my way. I have a doctor's appointment. So on the way to my doctor's appointment, I'm going to listen to the daily download. So y'all get in there, get in where you fit in. That's how we say it. So you can get it, okay? So I look forward to getting to the daily download and recatching it. I slept in a little bit this morning, y'all. I did. I needed to. My body, everything in me said, okay, give yourself a little extra TLC. So I got up and did some prayer work. And I got my grandson and got him together as well. All right, so here we go. Day 37 visualization. You read it, good stuff in there. Here is one of the phrases I will say. I like this. These I'm just going to read the whole thing. It's a phrase in here that I like. When God gives a vision or a promise, it must not be forgotten. Instead, creating physical reminders help keep faith alive. That's the word. That's what I was getting to. Keeping faith alive. The physical reminders of the promises of God that you work with, that you keep with you, what you have envisioned, what's been given to you in vision, what's been shared with you, the pictures of your life that have positively encouraged you, and they have been divine inspiration. They help keep faith alive. So I read all of that for that reason. So when God gives a vision or promise, it must not be forgotten. Instead, creating these physical reminders, these pictures, these images, they help keep faith alive. So that was one of the phrases that stood out to me in the reading. All right, the reflection questions. I promised someone that I will continue to reflect on the reflection questions because they said that that was helping them. So these are some of my answers. You answer for your own. But again, because someone specifically said they were encouraged by me going over the questions, I'm going to stay with that, okay? I hadn't done that in previous seasons, but I'm doing it for 2026. All right. What has God promised you? Ooh, 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 ooh. So when I started charting this, oh my goodness, I'm so humble. Oh my gosh. I was remember of three particular divine words from divine inspiration that came to me, and these came to me through other souls, and I believe them, and some of it has come to pass, not all of it. One was, I'll start from the top here. One was years ago, someone said, "There's a chapter. That's the picture. There's a chapter." Not quite sure if that means it's related to book chapters, but there's a chapter in your life that's coming, and money will never leave your hands. I believe that. I believe that, and it fits another picture I have of the wealth cycle for my life, for my purpose. Whenever I hear PBS, and this program was brought to you by the Friends of PBS, da 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 da, and the Joan B. Kroc Foundation. I'm like, yes, there was enough wealth in Joan B. Croc's wealth cycle of life that she's able to feed passion, purpose, even though she has physically transitioned from the earth. I hold that as a picture for me. I do. Whether that's me supporting the work of a shelter, women's center, a center for women and children. Yes, I desire for my life to speak beyond my physical days on earth. So that the notion of the book chapter that blessed me. Another one was two back to back within 6 months, indicated that I had work to do with United Nations, the United Nations. So that can be literal, figuratively. I know for it's a fact, figuratively, that has been the case, and I've been so blessed to help. Minister as a bridge in various situations, organizations, and so forth, particularly when it comes to understanding that our differences is for completion, not competition. I quote that from Michael Pitts, by the way. And then lastly, what has God promised? A word that was spoken to me about how I am called to show up as a Deborah in the earth, helping leaders to execute the plan. All right. So those are three things in terms of what God has promised. And there's so much blessing that comes with those things. So anyways, that's how I chose to answer the question. You may chose to answer the question in long life, healing in my body. Answer the question as it fits you. How do you hold it in your mind? How do I hold these promises in my mind? I have them written, and I have them on parts of my vision board. I have a vision board that really, it kind of speaks to the next half of my life. And I have another vision board that speaks maybe to the fullness of my life. And right in the center of that vision board is a picture of a book called The Deborah Company, reminded me of my call and my and the grace and the purpose to assist leaders in those bridging moments, as Deborah did, to win the battle. Okay. Um, Anyways, being a light engineer, that's on my Facebook and LinkedIn. All right. So how do you hold it? I have it on vision boards. I write it down. I have it on vision boards. Okay. Number three, have you ever done a vision board? Yes. Why or why not? Yes. And I'm not going to do it now. I didn't, I chose to be outside, but in one of the rooms that I have, the room that I have here at what I call the family house, I call it that. I've got a couple of vision boards up, and they speak to me, they encourage me. Now, last year and this year, I started doing the digital version, but I think I'm gonna go back to the paper version. I got some time here that I'm gonna take for myself in May, and I think I'm gonna go back to creating some manual vision stuff because it's something about using my hands and doing the decorations and the writing and the gluing and all of that. It's all prayer for me, and so I think I might return to that. But I will tell you, for example, on one of my boards, I had some numerical goals financially, and to be able to go back and see and pinpoint exactly how those numerical blessings came. Oh, my. I wrote checks out to myself on one of my vision boards. One of the checks I wrote was $250,000. And let me tell you, when I went through the process and hung in there with loan forgiveness, and my student loan forgiveness came in at $200,000. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. I was in the program legitimately. Yes, I was. And I hung in there consistently. I worked for the state. I did all the doings. I did all the doings. And I am so grateful for that blessing. And so on that vision board, I indicate that that check was cash because there were some other blessings that made up for the 50 in that particular check. So I have a couple of checks that I've written out, and then to go back and document how those checks were cashed. So I'm grateful for that program. I'm grateful for being able to have worked for the state. I'm in what I call semi-retirement from that trade work, from that career work. But it was a blessing, a true blessing to me. And 3 years before, I signed a mutual agreement and I accepted my semi-retirement, my loans were forgiven, and I'm blessed. So for the work that I gave, that I contributed to the state for those several years in higher education, giving of myself beyond the paycheck, I bless God. I did. I gave of myself beyond that paycheck. I promise you. I worked hours that were not paid for in a paycheck and all of that. So I'm grateful, grateful. So visualization, it is prayer work. I strongly encourage you to participate in visualization, however you need to do it. Vision boards and creating these pictures, having these pictures and these phrases, these images that help you to hold on to purpose for your life. I celebrate that. I encourage it strongly. Well, those are my sharings. Those are my testimonies. Those are my reflections to the questions. I love you. I bless you. On my way to get my physical done, I told y'all this season of Lent, I was really encouraged to really use this last part of Lent to focus on my health. I didn't start there, but I had some occurrences, and you probably hear a little bit in my voice where I am focusing on health. All right. So I love you. I bless you. And y'all, let's do this together. Let's rethink. Let's regroup. Let's renew, restore, revive, reconsider, reposition ourselves, revision, rethink. Let's do all the reing in this season of Lent and consecration for 2026. I'm delighted to grow with you, to evolve with you into a higher consciousness.